Well, I'm with Daphne Caine outside the Tynwald chamber at the recess, and question one today was quite a sparky one. I thought this is something we keep hearing about, the Communications Commission and who should be in charge. You have been absolutely adamant that you don't want a political head, but the Chief Minister is clearly adamant the other way.
I don't think he is. He says he's prepared to allow the Communications Commission to consult yet again on what should happen over the chair of the Communications Commission. Where I came from, both in the amendment that I brought before the House of Keys that sought to have an appointed day order at some point in the future that would remove a political chair and make it an independent chair.
Okay, one more time, because I know you said it a few times, but why are you so against having... It's almost Malarkey, obviously, but he's the one that's currently in that position.
There is no suggestion that there's been any political interference, if you like, in the process of regulating media and telecoms. But when that's the regulator concerned with public service media on the Isle of Man, it's highly inappropriate that we retain a political chair. It was established a long time ago. So no, I'm not suggesting in any way that there's been any inappropriate consultation between the minister with one foot in council ministers and chairing of Communications Commission. But the perception is not good. The international standard would say it would be preferable to remove a political chair and allow the Communications Commission to be a modern functioning regulator of telecoms and media with an independent chair. So all I was trying to elicit from the Chief Minister was what's his personal view, because the Council of Ministers en bloc supported Mr Malarkey in voting down the amendments both that I brought before the House of Keys and from Kate Lord-Brennan in Ledgeco. So they seem to be saying he's not going to take the decision. He's happy to wait for the Communications Commission, the next consultation, and you could say, you just kick it down the road. We've had a consultation, industry and everybody and business and the digital agency that I represented as well, and said we're going to ignore all that. We're going to have another.
Yes, I mean, Lord Ross definitely felt there, and it's quite touchy. I felt there was a bit of animosity there.
No, I don't think so, but I can't understand why we can't even hear his own opinion. He just said he said that no government policy specifically on independent regulation. Well, shouldn't there be one? And he said that there are different models and what's appropriate for different areas. But I don't think this is appropriate, and I can't sort of seem to communicate with him. That is not appropriate.
Where do you take this from here then? I mean, you keep asking this question always. I mean, what can you do now?
My feeling is it's going to happen eventually. Mr Malarkey, I think it's on Hansard from the Keys sitting, said this may be the place, but it's not the time. Maybe at some point in the future there will be an independent chair. The political chair will go. But why not then approve the amendment that said at an appointed day order, at an appointed day in the future, that could happen? But that was not supported.
You're being shut down, aren't you?
Well, I think it's going to happen, but why, instead of taking a decision, instead of government having a clear policy, upholding international standards, and also so that there cannot be any perceived crossover between politics and media regulation, particularly.
Do you think there's any meddling going on then at all?
No, not at all. But
so it should be bothered, right? I mean, that's what they're saying.
It's the principle. It's the principle,
just purely principle,
and the perception, and it's a modern regulator. And there was the Chief Minister also mentioned the Office of Fair Trading, and actually in the future when they're looking to put transport, road taxi licensing, public transport, and also they've got gas regulation that's sort of hovering around Office of Fair Trading. Should that in the future be reconsidered? But it seems the Council of Ministers aren't going to take the lead on policy in this area, and I cannot, for one reason, any reason, I can't understand that.